Nancy Dentz has never been here before, to this windy frontage road nestled between the hills below the Altamont Pass.
So somewhere
She's looking for something.
in that area or down here.
Looking for the spot where life changed forever.
And some days it's hard, and some days it's like you feel like you can't even breathe.
It's been 3 months since 22-year-old Daniel Dentz, Nancy's oldest son, hugged her goodbye and drove off towards his job in Union City. An hour later, Nancy got a call. Daniel had been in an accident.
He was driving in the fast lane on the Altamont. He lost control of the car. And then after it rolled, somehow it went over the embankment.
Over the embankment, down the steep slope of the hill, crashing just above a ravine filled with water. Nancy says witnesses on the road clambered over bushes and through the ravine to try to save him, but it was too late.
We know that when they got to the car, he was already gone. There's some piece that it was instantly. So we know he wasn't like trapped in the car or suffering or anything like that.
At first, it wasn't clear what caused the accident, until a discovery helped investigators piece it together. Daniel had been texting while driving.
The reason we know he was texting is because an eyewitness picked his phone up off the freeway, and it was open, and he was in the middle of sending a message.
Standing on the road where Daniel died,
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Nancy's grief isn't obvious, but inside, her sorrow is constant and consuming.
Every day, probably almost every hour that I'm awake. Grief is one of those things that doesn't take a break. So even if I'm at the movies laughing with my friends, it's still there. It doesn't go away.
Daniel's family and friends remember him as outgoing, imaginative, a talented artist.
This mural was designed by Daniel in 6th grade and actually painted by his father in the classroom where he spent 2 years in. And all over Manteca, you can find pieces of his artistic legacy.
When he died, Daniel was studying at the Art Institute in San Francisco. Nancy says she couldn't have been more proud of her son, chasing his dreams of becoming a professional artist.
To see that dream disappear, to plan a funeral when I should have been planning a grad party, it's devastating. And I don't want other parents to go through it.
Now, Nancy is turning her grief into a weapon against distracted driving. She started a social media campaign to warn others that Daniel knew the risk of distracted driving, and he still died. She doesn't want anyone else's life to end like his.
He didn't die for nothing. We're going to save lives.
She's staying strong, trying to make something beautiful come out of Daniel's death.
Because for me, it's real now. For my son, it's real now. So if I can make it real for everyone else and save some lives, then I'm honoring my son.
Martina Del Bonta.